Okay. All right, girls. This is my pseudo studio. I always look at the computer, so if I'm not looking at the camera, too bad, so sad. I'm not an actor person. All right. So this is specifically for VBC this fall for Rena's weird rotation. We're going to look to potentially use this triangle setter rotation because our personnel is different from anything I've ever coached before right now. So we're going to be really creative. So we're going to have a triangle of setters. So I'm going to use setters in the pink, and we're going to say hitters, passers in the blue with HP. So we're going to run a triangle, okay? So you're going to have a setter. I'm going to show you the domino first. Setter, setter. And you're going to have the HP, triangle, HP, HP. Okay, so as we talked about before, when we're doing this system, we're going to use, if you were running a 5-1, rotations 5 and 6, 3 times, okay? So if we say this is 5A, okay, because there's going to be A, B, and C, we're going to label as the setters. So right now, setter, I'll give her a little sub A. It's almost like math class. B and C, okay? So if we call this 5A, the setter is front row. She's the only setter front row, and we're going to serve receive from row 5. So it's row 5, setter A, okay? We're going to do just the super simple. Everybody's priorities as a hitter or passer. We're not going to get into those details except for when we're on the court. I just want to show you how this system works in basic. So if this is our domino, all we're going to do right now is pull this person back to take tape and short, pull this person back to take tape and short, and put setter A in the target area. Okay, this is serve receive 5A. So this person will pass or take the 4 ball. This person will come in and take the middle attack. We could run a 5 attack. I'm not quite sure if we're going to do that, but let's try to keep our hitters to the left of our setter. Okay. Then on defense, how we transition is really going to depend on priorities. So defense, it may be this person goes here, here, and here. I don't know. We're not sure that. We'll discuss priorities at practice. But this is 5A because we're using rotations 5 and 6 3 times. So that's how we're going to do 5A. Okay? So if we take this back off, then we're going to do 6A, where the setter's here. That puts this setter, we got to make our triangle again. Yeah, right? Setter C, setter B, and we've got the hitters in between. Oh, it's going to die. Hitters in between. So on this one, okay, so we're in 6A. 6A. She's already in target. We're going to stack these 2 girls over here. Setter B and the other hitter. And depending, we'll probably go here and here. That's your serve receive 6A. Okay? Got it? This is the most simple thing I can give you guys at this moment. Okay, that's not a 5-1 or 6-2. So that was 6A and 6B. So now, if we rotate again, setter A is in the back, setter B is here, setter C is here, and we've got our hitters, hitter, hitter. So now we're back to where our setters in the rotation in the middle, like front again. So technically just like row 5, except for we're going to call it row 5B because the B setter is now got hands. So it's going to look just the same, right? We're going to drop HP back. drop HP back, put SB in the target area. Again, we are taking away serve-receive transitions and all back row defensive transitions for setter. That's why this is going to work much better for us running with only 6 girls. Okay? And again, she'll come here, and again, we'll prioritize defense and hitter responsibilities. Okay? Got it? So that's 5B. So now let's do the domino for 6B. SB's here, SC comes here, SA's in the middle. We've got our hitter triangle in between. Okay, all right, now we're gonna stack. So this is the SB6, 6B, all right, because our B setter is still got hands and she's in row 6-ish situation. Okay, so we're gonna stack these 2 girls. Setter, this is setter C. So she'll come out here, this person will come in here. And again, we'll prioritize defense. Okay, all right, so now let's go to the next rotation. That's where we're going to give 6C hands because SB, setter C, B is going back row. So our setter C is here, setter A, setter B. And then we fill in with the hitter, passers. Okay, and then again, so this is now 5C, right? My sign language is so horrible. Please, I hope, don't mean to be offensive. Okay, so then it looks again like the first one. So there's only 2 types of serve receives. Just depends where your rotation is what your job duties are. Okay, for that specific serve receive. So then this girl drops back here. This girl drops back here. And we put setter C into the target. So she'll do this, she'll do this, and the setter's there. Again, we prioritize our defense when we transition. We'll prioritize our hitters when we transition. Okay? So front row, front row, front row, back row, back row, back row. Last rotation, setter C has hands again. So she's already, we're going to set up our setter triangle. We know setter C is up here. This is setter A. This is setter B. We fill in with the hitters. The hitters are rotating, so if you're in between A and C, you know that that's where your location is. There are no find your opposites. It's find your triangle, because usually we say find your opposites. Setters and oppos, middles, and outside hitters. Right? So she still have hands because she's on that side. So we drop setter A over here. We'll stack over here with hitter person, hitter passer. Okay? So it'll be a zoom and a zoom. All right? So again, there's only 2 types of serve receive we have. Hitter split or hitter stacked. It just depends which of the 3 setters are front row. And then again, we prioritize specificities for our front row and our back row, depending on which people they are, okay? So we really have to remember that we're not remembering not only if we're front row or back row, but what hitter, if I'm a hitter, I have to remember which 2 setters I'm between. So we're creating that triangle. If we rotated one more time, then we're back to where we started with our setter A in the middle, setter B is over here, and setter C is here. And then we have our hitter passer, hitter passer, hitter passer. So every time we serve, we need to remember our person order or triangle. Okay, so again, here's your setter triangle, and here's your hitter triangle. Okay, So we worked a little bit on this yesterday at practice. We will continue. You got to remember when I give you the lineup, which setters, or setters remember which person, but the hitters will probably shift. I have more exchangeability. I'd rather leave the setters consistent. Which setters setting first, setting second, third, and then I will be organizing the hitters as to their relationships with that setter and what that setter can give each of those hitters. So these are the triangles you need to remember: the setter triangle and then the hitting triangle. Okay, so right now, for sure, not for sure. Nothing's ever for sure. We're looking at Bell, and then KD, and then we're for sure. Well, I really want to make sure I keep Sis and Mara as hitter pins. And right now, our flexion, which could shift, would be Santa and Z. Okay, so Santa or Z, you may flip-flop depending on how we're doing. I know Z doesn't want to be a setter, but you would only have to set for 2 rotations, so just relax. You get to hit 1 rotation, so it's not like you're setting the whole time. You're setting 2 rotations, so we can still back row attack. There's no bro. We only have 6 girls. Everybody's a hitter. Okay. We just have to make sure we know the rules. So this is Rena's Skittle moment for running with a team with 6 girls that are all novice. So this is the concept that we're going to try to use. If the universe gives us a couple more players, then we'll see what if we can go back to a typical system. All right? Okay, girls. Hope you can get it. Watch the other videos to make sure you know the difference between the 6-2, the 5-1. We may use a 4-2. I don't know if we can get some transitional again if we have 8 girls, but then that's easy too because it's just like rows 4, 5, and 6 instead of just 5 and 6. Okay. All right. Have fun. Have a good weekend. Love you guys. Bye.